Your Space Coast vacation is preparing for liftoff. Start counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7. It's time for a beach vacay that feels like heaven. 6, 5, 4. Come explore Melbourne and the beaches. 3, 2, 1. It's time for some rocket-filled fun. Count down to your best beach vacation ever on Florida's Space Coast. Launch your planning now at visitspacecoast.com. That's visitspacecoast.com.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to a J360 MiniByte, hosted by J.M. Brady. And I'm your host, J.M. Brady. So let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? New week, huh? And it's a special week, don't forget it. It is all about the dead turkey ceremony, aka dinner, aka stuff yourself royally and happily. Eat, drink, and be merry. You can diet next week. Yes. See, the thing is, it's all about just sitting back and chilling and then just eating some dead carcass of a bird on your table along with some other stuff, you know, especially like if other people in your family know how to cook and you're just trying to get a free meal, things like that. Or then you don't have to be related to them at all. You could just go and pull up and say, yeah, you know, I'm your cousin Ted, things like that. Of course, I wouldn't suggest that one because that's not safe. And another thing is that's kind of creepy. But the thing is, though, you know, Friendsgiving is a thing, and we should be going ahead and appreciating a little bit of Thanksgiving. Now, why I'm telling you all that is because, yeah, I know. What I said last time about, you know, not going to Thanksgiving and all, or just finding a way to have like a small ceremony is kind of the thing this year, due to reasons. But I like to say this, though. Eat. Have a good time. Try to make it enjoyable. Go on ahead and get yourself some Swanson's dinners if you don't feel like cooking. Or even better, you can go ahead and find some other ways to make Thanksgiving enjoyable. Thanksgiving can either be a hit or a miss with people. A lot of times it's usually dealing with family drama that just won't stop. But from time to time, though, and yeah, that's my phone going off. Everybody likes to talk to me when I do the shows. It's not a problem. But if you do like talking to me, though, there's a chat box right in here for interactions. So anytime you want to. However, today, usually I would find something wrong with the world and go ahead and let you all know about it. But, you know, today, since there's a holiday in the mix, I just say, you know, let's just kill the drama for a little bit. Let's just go ahead and think about things that, you know, we appreciate or we're excited about. Like, have a little change of pace on these whole things. Like, what does Thanksgiving mean to some of y'all out there? Is it about stuffing? Is it about seeing some of your old family members? Or is it, you know, like, what does it mean to you exactly? I'm sure it's something interesting. And no, not just all the crazy jokes and off-centers that Grandpa says every so often, you know, regarding politics or whatever. Speaking of politics, though, doesn't it feel good knowing that the sad man won't be back in there for another 4 years? It is refreshing, man. I just love that news every day. And now, finally, he and the rest of the sad bunch are getting it. They're all sitting there like, we gotta concede. Yeah, no kidding. And I will be right there watching to see him get thrown out. I would love that in a minute. See, because, you know, a lot of legendary photographers rise up during moments like this. I would like to be that legendary photographer that takes a picture of Trump either getting escorted out or thrown out. I prefer thrown out. That right there, you know, just cements everything. Ties it all together, if you will. But, you know, you don't want to get too carried away about it. By the way, I want to give a shout out to a dear friend of mine and a big-time contributor of J360 Jams. How you doing, Space Force? Thank you for joining in on the chat, my man. It's cool to know that I'm actually doing this on the portable set tonight just to see how things go. And for those of you out there that didn't hear J360 Jams 11, you can listen to it anytime you want to on the J360 Productions website or over there on Spreaker.com/J360Radio. Whichever is preferable to you. As a matter of fact, I think it managed to go to all of the podcast outlets by now, so it should be available everywhere. And, of course, support the indie artist that performed on it. And, you know, truth be told, guys, this is where, you know, it might be a little sentimental, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. I want to be thankful about this, and this is the time to be thankful. I am thankful for the way things have progressed and grown. Despite all that's going on in COVID, 2020, I just want to say I'm thankful for everyone that I've met so far on this journey and how the J360 production shows are growing. Like everything is really, really amping up. You know, it's like reaching that extra level of Super Saiyan, you know? It's like one way or another, you know, you made it. And this time, hopefully, it's the Saiyan transformation that's actually workable. Because, I mean, you know, like Super Saiyan 3, powerful. But, you know, it's ineffective in things. But when you get to like Super Saiyan Blue, though, everybody's afraid of you. And yes, I have to use the Super references for those of you Dragon Ball purists out there. A lot of y'all don't like Super because of this, but yeah, you know, it's just one way or another. Things are leveling up here at J360 Productions, and I love the growth. And I love the way, like, people are actually helping out. The community's coming together, and it's not just one sector of a community, you know? I got filmmakers, got cosplayers, got designers, got musicians. Like, the list is just growing on, and I'm just like, you know, I am surprised, and I love it. Like, I just never thought this would happen, and I'm very thankful for that. So for one time in these 34 years of living, I managed to find something I'm thankful about. Okay, look, before y'all say, like, well, what about your family, Jay? Yeah, I'm thankful for them too, but, you know, the thing is, it's just, this is something new, you know? It just adds on to it, and like one way or another, whereas I have my first family here, the one I'm born into, and, you know, we'll always be tight, and I respect them. Even though sometimes they get on my nerves, and the truth is, I'm sure a lot of y'all feel that way. But, you know, that community that you build, and the other creators that you work with, that's like, it's not even friendship at that point, it's like a second family, you know? That second family, that right there, that core group, that camaraderie, that coming together, like, which is why Jams is so special, because it's a combination and a coming together of multiple different people listening to some awesome soundtracks in addition to, like, everyone getting to know each other. It's just awesome. It's a party. And that's the way the party should be. A party where the music is actually good and the brews are just phenomenal. You know, things like that. That's why that show's bi-weekly for now. I mean, a lot of y'all ask me if the show's ever going to go weekly. Well, it's been greenlit for 2 to 3 years, so we can see what happens. But right now, though, still bi-weekly. And then I will let you all know this. Have you all met some of those people that talk about how thankful they are, but then the next day, because it's you know, Black Friday, they'll go out and they'll just go and buy some more crap that they're probably never going to use? It's the craziest thing. But of course, you know, the reason why I bring up Black Friday a lot, usually around this time of the year, is because half the time I'm usually working in it. I'm like right there looking around at all the crazy stuff going on, and I'm like, you know, I can understand the price is cheap, but, you know, hospital bills aren't cheap. Let's just do this right. Okay? Did you want the damn thing or not? You got a ticket, right? Okay, well, sit over there, wait in time. You know, I'm getting too old for this. I just ate a bunch of turkey. I just drank a few brews. I don't need to be here right now. Matter of fact, the hangover is telling me I really should just Hulk out right now. Yeah, I used to have a greatest hits kind of thing going on for how I react to stuff during Black Friday. And I'm sure those of you that work in retail know how that stuff goes. So if you are going through it, which, well, I don't know. Things have been kind of different now because of all the spiking went up, you know, regarding COVID and whatnot. But, you know, I don't know. Things are still probably going to be held about the same. If anything, there's going to be a lot of increase in online deliveries and all. So it just remains to be seen on how this is going to go. But have y'all ever really thought about, like, for those people that bought their PS5s, now there's a lot of problems going on with the PS5s and the Xbox Series X, all these problems that are going on, like, you know, the things that you're used to when you buy a launch console, chances are, as soon as the gloss goes away, it's all going to fall apart and break into different things. And then, like, some say it's running slower than usual, some say they can't increase their memory on the thing, and then other people are just, dare I say it, bored with them. But of course, you know, a lot of people go out and do that stuff just so they can show off to people like me and you that pretty much know not to buy a launch console and just wait to see what happens. So the thing is hilarious. and like all that stuff going wrong, and I hate to sound mean about it, I'm just like, you kind of deserve it for trying to turn your nose up at everybody. And then they got the nerve to talk about like the PS4 and the Xbox One like they're old and outdated. And it's like, I hope you know those consoles, if you are a console gamer, by the way, those consoles got you through most of the pinnacle stuff of COVID here. Like, you're going to turn your back on them like that? Really? Well, if that new system breaks apart, where are you going to go back to? Because it's going to take them a while to go and fix that and send it right back to you. Don't you know that around this time that the mail is usually booked solid and has a lot of other problems to deal with other than you and your selfishness? It's one of them kind of things to think of from time to time. But people, in their infinite wisdom, love to do this crazy stuff. And then I also feel for those people out there that whine about, like, you know, I'm not getting one. They sent me something in the mail saying that I can't get one because they sold it and all that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you knew what you was getting into, right? When you participate in lotteries like this, or rat races, I should say, chances are you're going to be the one that does without. Whereas at the same time, I'm waiting until April to get mine. So I'm not even looking in that direction for a few months or so. And not only that, we'll see what happens as I move out and all. Because, you know, I'm trying to get to that new spot over there in the West Coast and do a bunch of things. Now, for those of you that are wondering, yes, I'm still doing all the shows when I move. So don't worry about that. If anything, J360 Productions comes first before any other stuff like that, you know? Well, actually, let's take a look at my hierarchy. My will being, then J360 Productions, and then somewhere in this gray area here, I don't know, whatever. I don't have a hierarchy for y'all this week. Matter of fact, when I started doing this episode, I was just trying to get away from the cynical behaviors, and I was going to go ahead and talk about the good things that are happening. Like, there's a lot of good things around you, outside of the lulls, outside of looking at TikTok and seeing cringy humor that makes you feel better. I mean, like, you ever really think about the stuff that just makes you feel good inside? Like, stuff that you appreciate. Like, what makes life worth living for you? And that's what you should look at Thanksgiving and this week upon going into the holidays for yourself, for your own well-being. Don't worry about the new stuff people got. Don't worry about all that other crap. Don't worry about somebody getting a bonus over you on what, or any of that crap that they go ahead and they try to gallivant about during this time. You know, the holidays aren't really the problem. I think it's the people that go about celebrating the holidays and they do it wrong, you know. Whereas with Thanksgiving and all, like, you know, it's all about togetherness. Like, you can use Zoom for it. You can utilize a lot of different methods to do so. Now, the thing about Zoom is, though, I think, that 40 minutes is gone this time. So if somebody doesn't know how to get off or hang up, yeah, you're going to be in for a ride on that one. But, I mean, what can you do? I sit there and I think about it from time to time. But, you know, like, I just always wonder, are we ever going to get back on our own track? Are we ever going to get to another, you know, are we ever going to have those times again where we go and we hang out, party, and all that kind of stuff? I would say, yeah. I'd say we're going to have them again. We just have to be a lot safer about it. And truth be told, like, how you want to do Thanksgiving this year, entirely up to you. But I'm just saying that there are things to appreciate. And indeed, we got a lot of things to be thankful about. Like, some people are saying, like, you know, this is a horrible year, all that stuff. But think about it. It's November. Next month's December. And hopefully you don't get the mess. But once that's done, 2020's over. See what I'm saying? A little light at the end of the tunnel for you all. And you all like to say that I don't make positive things outside of J360 Jams. And maybe a few episodes of the J-Man Show. Well, some of you do. Some of you do. But then other people get my humor and know where I'm going at with this. But yeah, there's a lot of things out here to be thankful for. And someday, it'll come to you. Hopefully this week. Now, for those of you that put your Christmas tree up and stuff early, really? Respect the game. Turkeys have to die so that the tree will rise. That's the rules. And not only that, put your sweatpants on. Don't put any jeans on to go to the fest. You got to eat and gurge and all that kind of stuff. Let's just be real. You want to be relaxing as you eat, not worrying about what everybody thinks about you tomorrow or whatever. This is the reason for it. course, before you all try to tell me what the story of Thanksgiving is, I know what the story of Thanksgiving is. Don't even try it. But right now, postmodern Thanksgiving. Eat. Alright? Other than that, though, the J-Man Show is happening tomorrow. There's no jams this week. That's happening next week. Okay? So, December 4th is Jams 12. And the J-Man Show is happening tomorrow. We're going to cut loose. We're going to have a lot of excitement for you. And the reason why this episode was a little late, I've also rebooted something for J360 TV. You will see what it is in a matter of 2 weeks. Okay? Alright, well, this is J-Man signing off. I hope you all take care of yourselves. Have a nice holiday. I'll be making content here at the J360 Studios, so I'll just let you know what's happening. Okay? Peace to you. Laters.
Your Space Coast vacation is preparing for liftoff. Start counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7. It's time for a beach vacay that feels like heaven. 6, 5, 4. Come explore Melbourne and the beaches. 3, 2, 1. It's time for some rocket-filled fun. Count down to your best beach vacation ever on Florida's Space Coast. Launch your planning now at visitspacecoast.com. That's visitspacecoast.com.